Your people won't stay loyal if they feel invisible, even in a tiny team. Feeling undervalued is one of the top reasons employees leave a job, even more than pay. And employees who feel valued are 4 times more likely to perform at their best. In a small business, that makes a huge difference, where every person matters and has impact. So how do you make your team feel valued without blowing your budget? Hi, I'm Kathy Doherty, the People Navigator, and welcome to the People Navigator channel, where I help small business owners and leaders lead with clarity, confidence, and kindness. 63% of employees who feel valued are very unlikely to search for a new job. In today's video, we're diving into 5 ways to show your team you value them without spending a penny more, even if you don't have a big budget or fancy systems. It's easier than you might think. Learn what matters to them. Each person is an individual. You know that, I know that, but how often have you actually taken time to really get to know the people in your team as the individual they are and what makes them tick? How do they like to be valued? What does it even mean to them? Not everybody seeks promotion. For some people, they want more of a balance in their life where work is part of their life. It's not the entirety or even the most major part of their life. And we all go through phases of life where these things sometimes matter more than others, where work is a priority at some stage and becomes less of a priority. It comes more into the background. So what does that mean for each person on your team? And do you know? And how are you going to find out? Some people love public praise. For others, it makes them feel a bit icky and awkward. Who's who on your team? Consider when you have felt appreciated. What made the difference? And think about the people that you know in your life and how different things work with different people. What makes you tick is not going to make somebody else tick. How are you going to find that out amongst your team? And what do you know so far that maybe you're not giving it the priority you could? And where are you going to keep track of all of this knowledge? Rather than trying to hold it all in here, well along with everything else, maybe start some sort of little journal or some sort of notebook where you can track these things. That makes it easier for you and less pressure. So when you do find something out, even what somebody likes when it comes to their birthday, any of the little things make a big difference. Encourage them to tell you what works, rather than you assuming that you know. Be consistent when you show recognition. You know those people where it's often commented they tend to flip, and one day they can be chippy and happy to you and the next day to completely ignore you. That's not a good way for you in a leadership role to behave, that inconsistency. And yes, it's harder for you when you lead people, whether you're the business owner or in a leadership position, but that comes with the territory. Your consistency really matters, because that consistency is what encourages that connection. Make recognition a habit. And if you find it difficult, then you'll need to implement a few little tips and tricks to help you be more consistent. Whether it be post-it notes, whether it be reminders in your calendar, whether it be asking somebody who you trust within the workplace to give you a nudge to say, that's one you want to say thank you about. Whatever it is, begin doing it. And this can be especially difficult if maybe giving praise, you kind of feel awkward about it. It's maybe not your strength, but it is something you can improve on, that you can get better at. Just as other people can improve in other areas, you can improve in that way too. But always make sure it's sincere. That is very important. Don't just do it for the sake of doing it and come across as you're going through the motions. People can pick that up, and it actually can do more damage than good. As well as being sincere, be specific. So when it is something about how they dealt with something, how they spoke to somebody, whatever it is, be specific about that. And that then gives people that little rush, that little, ooh, okay, quite like that, yay me. And that's the behaviours you're wanting to encourage. You're wanting the, yay me, that was recognised, good. And for you, it might be simple as, thank you for, That's all you need to do. But do it consistently and don't go over the top. We're not looking for a Ricky Gervais character. Ugh, just thinking about that. Listen to them and where possible, act on their ideas. One of the biggest signs of respect, and you will know this yourself, is being listened to, being heard, being respected, understood, and somebody taking what you have said on board and it changing something for the better, some sort of positive outcome to your intervention. Similar with your employees, if you want them to feel more connected to you as a business, more connected to you as a leader, then taking their ideas on board, because they will have different or even better ideas than you. Let's be realistic. You will have your ideas, but if you've hired somebody, you've hired them for a reason. You've hired them because you believe in them in some way, so why not listen to them? And that way you're then encouraging your employees to be more than just employees, to be more than just coming in, doing their job and going. You encourage them to connect. You encourage them to care, and they then become contributors to the business. It's more than just their output, it's also what they're inputting, and they can see that that is valued. And more often than not, it could actually be business improvement that makes things better, more effective, more efficient. Encourage that, because that's then better for your business. You don't have to agree with everything they say and implement everything that is suggested, because that's just not realistic. But certainly take it on board, and there might be elements of it that you can implement, and whoever suggested it, say to them, I couldn't do that, but I did listen, and that was a really good idea, but I was able to do this. Because of your suggestion, that got me thinking, and this happened, and that's because of your suggestion. And again, that moves people from feeling they just come in, do their job, go home, they get a salary for it, and that's kind of it. They then start feeling that their opinion matters. They are valued for the individual that they are, that you see them and you hear them. Big corporates can't offer that. Employees understand that your time is valuable. So by you investing your time, not thinking about money, but investing your time, which yes, if you get down to brass tacks, time costs money, but when it comes to spending time with your people on those one-to-ones, and they can be half an hour, they could be 10 minutes. That time, that one-to-one really matters. I remember years ago, the manager of the Northern Ireland football team mentioned that because he understood, he knew his team players very well, he knew with one particular player that his one-to-ones were capped at 12 minutes. Anything more than 12 minutes, his attention was gone. For other players, they could take half an hour, others 20 minutes. But he then made sure that the 12 minutes, every minute within that counted. Time was a luxury, but he made best use of it. How do you do that with your team? And remember, in your one-to-ones, go beyond the work. Don't just focus on the tasks in hand. Ask them how their life is, what's going on. And this is where knowing your team, having that little book of details so you remember things and you're not trying to keep them in your head as well as everything else, that's where all of this can help you in a bit of prep beforehand. This is getting to know your team members, understanding what makes them tick, spending that time with them, because that then creates connections and bonds. And that ripple effect is that you're more likely to hold on to the people you want to hold on to, because they're going to want to stay with you. It becomes harder, and they're more likely to reject more generous offers if they have that clearer connection to you. You value their opinion, you take their ideas on board, the fact that they will have more impact on what they do, how they do it, the place around them. That level of, it's not just the autonomy, but it's the impact. It's not just them having a say in what they do and how they do it, but the bigger picture as well, that sense of empowerment. And don't just celebrate the big wins. Don't just celebrate a massive contract or a project completing, or don't wait for those big events. Celebrate the progress, where somebody maybe improved on what they did before, where there was a noticeable improvement on something. Did somebody take the initiative? Did they handle a tricky situation really well? Did they improve on the quality of the conversation they had previously? These little signs of improvement, you want to encourage those to keep going. So acknowledge them. And it doesn't have to be big gestures. You don't need to have Employee of the Month. People want to feel like they're developing, that they matter, that their effort counts. And it doesn't have to be headline grabbing either. You don't need a big budget to make people feel seen, heard, and appreciated. Just intention, attention, and effort. Which of these are you already doing, or is there one you're going to try this week? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to like, share, subscribe, do all those things to help me grow this channel and reach more business owners and leaders like yourself. See you next time.